Jake had owned the old bridge for years. It wasn't beautiful, but it was sturdy and reliable. Then Karen decided the bridge was an eyesore. Karen arrived one afternoon with two HOA board members. She stared at the bridge like it personally offended her. Jake immediately knew she had a plan. Karen called the bridge outdated and ugly. Jake reminded her that hundreds of residents depended on it. She simply said, "Then we'll build something better." Jake didn't argue. He went home and pulled out the bridge ownership and maintenance records. Every document confirmed the bridge was his responsibility. Then Jake found something even more important. The neighborhood road ended at his bridge. Without it, there was no normal vehicle access to homes. Karen had already gathered signatures demanding the bridge be replaced. The petition described it as unsafe and unattractive. Jake knew the bridge had recently passed inspection. At the next HOA meeting, Karen demanded action. She wanted the bridge removed immediately. Jake asked who had authorized demolition. Nobody had an answer. There was no demolition permit. There was no permission from Jake. Karen ignored every objection. She told the board she would take care of it. Jake left the meeting deeply concerned. 3 days later, Jake heard heavy machinery near the creek. He rushed outside. A demolition crew was already standing on the bridge. Jake demanded to see their authorization. The crew showed him an HOA work order. It wasn't signed by him. Karen stepped out of her SUV. She told Jake the bridge was coming down. She said the neighborhood deserved something modern. Before Jake could stop them, the excavator moved toward the bridge. The operator hesitated when Jake showed the ownership records. Karen shouted for him to continue. The crew followed Karen's instructions. Part of the old railing was torn away. Jake immediately called the county authorities. A county inspector arrived shortly afterward. He examined the work order and bridge documents. His expression became increasingly serious. The inspector ordered the crew to stop work. Karen protested immediately, but the machinery went silent. The inspector asked one question: how do these residents get home if this bridge disappears? Nobody could answer. The county map showed the truth. The bridge was the only practical vehicle connection. Karen had nearly destroyed the neighborhood's own access route. Residents finally realized what had happened. Cars began gathering near the neighborhood entrance. People wanted answers. Karen tried to blame Jake for refusing to cooperate. Jake calmly showed everyone the documents. The residents saw who had actually authorized the demolition. The HOA board members quietly stepped aside. They realized Karen had acted without proper authorization. The demolition order was officially withdrawn. The county required the damaged section to be secured. Jake hired a licensed bridge contractor to inspect the structure. Repairs began immediately. Within days, the bridge looked stronger than before. New timber replaced the damaged section. The ugly bridge Karen wanted gone was now fully restored. The road reopened safely. Cars crossed the bridge one by one. The neighborhood finally had its only normal access route back. The HOA held an emergency meeting. Karen was forced to explain why she ordered demolition without permission. This time, nobody defended her. The board adopted a new rule. No HOA representative could alter private infrastructure without proper authorization. The bridge would remain under Jake's control. A week later, Karen drove across the restored bridge. She couldn't avoid it anymore. The bridge she called ugly was a road beneath her tires. Jake never needed revenge. He simply protected what belonged to him. And the neighborhood learned an important lesson. Karen wanted a prettier entrance. Instead, she nearly destroyed the only entrance the neighborhood had. The ugly bridge became the most important structure on the road. Karen tore down Jake's bridge because she thought it looked ugly. She forgot one tiny detail. It was the only way into her neighborhood. Like, subscribe, and tell us where you're watching from.